Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I guess today's video we're going to do some glass work. I was 55. Had a guy come to me, had a chop top, 2-inch chop, I believe is what he said. So we're going to let's get into it. You already see I've already got it taped off. I already got it protected and whatnot. So I'll show you bits and pieces of doing some templating and bits and pieces of us cutting it throughout. So then I'll come back to you after it's all said and done, and I'll show you what we've done. We'll do a dry fit, and then this one's gonna get glued in. Gonna try some kind of trim on it to try to help it out. We're also gonna put a black band around the outside, and the quarter windows are going to stay. Quarter windows are going to stay in place. So I'll show you. Those will be staying in place. They won't work anymore. He's already got these fitted, so it's just front, rear, and quarter windows. So without further ado, let's get. Well, here you go. Here's the very first template of the. So this one here is the number one template. We're going to transfer this to a harder cardboard. The cardboard, the chipboard that I bought is 22 thousandths. I generally keep 22 and 90 thousandths in stock, but I only ordered 22. I didn't realize I was out of 90. So we're going to do this, and we'll transfer this into 22 thousandths chipboard over here. And then we can go ahead and transfer it to glass. So onto the back window. So the rear's done. You just seen a time lapse of that one being done. That's how I do my very first template. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to bore you with transferring it to the second template, but I'll bring it back to show you what the template looks like in the car. So let me get that done, and I'll show you here in a minute. There you go, templates are made. All 4 glasses. There's a quick one of the quarter window. And I'm gonna cut one out tomorrow. We're gonna test fit it one more time. You can see where we're adding, since this one's gonna be affixed to the car, I went ahead and added some more stuff in, some more glass, so that way we can fix it nice and neat and tight. This is an old piece of glass that I have. It's not really old, it's just broken. It's one that had broke on me. So we're gonna use it. We're gonna use it to test fit, and hopefully it fits. I'm gonna try to cut my flat stuff tomorrow first, because you guys know I don't like cutting curved glass. Cut. Yeah, you know what I mean. So then once the flat glass is cut and I got it installed, not installed, but got it here, I will go ahead and I'll set up my fixtures and everything so I can start cutting curved glass. So that's going to be a tomorrow thing. And I'm not doing it tonight. It's 4 o'clock. Actually, almost 5 o'clock. So I'm done. Yeah, well, see, I muffed that one up, didn't I? Because I laid it all out, and well, it didn't record it. So, you know, now I've got my other guy looking at it going, hey, is this stupid guy getting recorded on a video or not? So Already laid out the lines, already cut it to length. We're gonna go ahead and cut on the outermost line on this one here, and we'll do a time lapse on it, so that way you can watch it this time and not think that it just gets done by magic fairies. So get to work. Here's our scallops right there. See them? Oh, the picture will show. See them right there? Those are scallops. Those we can take out just by grinding them, grinding the edge. We got to grind the edge anyways to make it look pretty. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, lay them to the side, and we are going to set up and get ready for cutting curb glass. I gotta get the glass out of the crate and get my fixture set up and get my water and all that stuff. So it's gonna be a minute. So you'll see it in this next part, this next clip. All right, so we've got the fixture set up now, and I've went ahead and laid out the back glass. Here, template's laid on. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll do a short run of tracing this one out and pulling it off, and you can see where this glass is just not big enough. But quite honestly, when we do this, it's gonna have a gap around it anyways, so we can flush glue it in. There's not much we can do. We can't order any oversized glass for this car because it's got a curve to it and bunch of other rigmarole. So let's set you up on tripod, and I'll do a time lapse of marking this one out, and we'll get to cutting. would talk about this, but this guy over here is being way too damn loud. Trying to catch him working. But, so, second piece we got cut off. We're halfway through. And maybe not halfway, but we're gonna try to take off another quarter of what's left, or at least half of what's left, and see if we can't get to the end of this. All right, so this glass has now been cut and cleaned. Let's check it out. Still gotta grind it. I'm gonna go ahead and grind now. Taking all the bulk off of it. Still see, I've gotta grind this off. Round off all the edges. That's what we're gonna do now. We dry sand them. It's probably wrong, but I dry sand mine. I don't like that old big old machine that they have. I had 2 of them. Just could never get it to work. So self-taught, self-motivated. So this is how I do it. Why are you staring at me? Why are you staring at me? Why are you judging me? You don't like my glass work? You're mean. Yeah, she's judgmental. So we have got the glass cut, the rear glass, the 2 quarter glass cut. Quarter glass has been ground, as you can tell by all the white cocaine powder all over my face. At least it's not around my nose. Can't be like that. So quarter glass is cut and ground, ready for test fit. I'm assuming that there's going to be some more grinding. So rear glass has been cut and is now, top side has been ground, but we have got some, I got to flip it over onto another fender stand and grind the, which would be the outside edge. Make that all looking pretty and whatnot. So let's get after it. We're still at it today. We test fitted this glass this morning, and we're going to have an issue. Glass needs to come down, but this is all touching through here. So, which means that the chop was not moved. They did not pinch these. They kept them where they were stock, which we ran out of glass, if you can see. The only way that you can do that without having a special glass made is by pinching this in. They should have took some out of the middle. So why you got to work with a glass guy when you chop the top of your damn car? Over here, it's the same thing. So we're gonna have to relief that and see if we can't do something with that on the metal side. I don't know what we can do without breaking the paint, but you can tell that we've got it pretty much flushed on the top. Pretty much flushed on the bottom. But this is where it goes away. There's nothing I can do with this here other than make it into a transition somewhere. And again, this is why you got to work with the glass guy when you're chopping your top of your car. Stock windshield just cut down to go in it. I don't know. We may end up putting it in a rubber. I really don't think putting it in a rubber is going to help this at all. This is not going to help it at all. We need to try to get this down lower so that way we can fill it and maybe put a rubber inlay over the top of it so that way we can try to hide all this stuff. So we're going for it, boys and girls. Foy. Why are we going? I can't even talk to her. Front one's laid out. And so we're going to go ahead and start cutting it. Yep. Here we go. I'll cut it back on after I get it all cut off because I'm tired of walking around all this stuff. Shop's got to get clean. It's a disaster. We've destroyed it. We've destroyed it, son. All the time. Well, it's been a few days since I've been cutting this glass and kind of ran into a little predicament on Friday. This is now Tuesday. I had a meeting with the owner yesterday about it, and I'm going to enlighten you a little bit on what's going on. So we're pretty much done with all the glass work that we can for this car. When the top was chopped, it was not braced correctly. And when I say braced, I mean from here to there, crossed across this way, front to back, to keep these pillars in line. When we chop a top, we come in here at the bottom and we lay this in. So that way we make up room for this in the glass, or make up room for the glass to sit in the bed. And then what you have left, you widen this section because the top come down. Same thing on the B pillar, same thing on the C pillar. So what's happened is we can't add more glass, and they don't make an oversized glass for a lot of these cars. So when your builder is building these things and chopping the glass, most DIYers think, oh, it's just metal. We can cut it. We'll get the glass guy to fix it. Well, can't do that. Here's where we're at. So, as you can see, we're sitting down right here. But the problem of it is, you see we're coming way away. What's happened is the pinch line in here is holding this glass up. If you look, you can see the glass is pretty much flushed. Same thing down here, which is not a problem. That's the problem. Now, this glass will recess down when this fills in, but this pillar needs to be laid in, and the top needs to be relaxed because they over widened the top when they did it. So now the kind gentleman is going to have to re-chop the car. That's the only way that I know to fix the problem. There's no cutting this and moving that and doing this and doing that. The car's painted. But the cool thing about it is all the work will be from this belt line up. So it just needs the top painted, which blend line, blend line, blend line, not a big deal. Guys, listen. When you talk about doing a chop and you want to have glass put in it, there's things you got to take into consideration. It's just not whack the top off and let the glass guy do it, because to have glass made for this car, just 2 pieces of glass, is going to be over $15,000 because we have to make a new mold. And then we have to send it off and have it done. It's not worth it. So do a little bit more pinching on the pillars. Do a little bit more massaging on the top. Most chop top guys are going to tell you that. All good ones are. The ones that are in the backwoods, they won't tell you that. So, PSA, when you chop your car, make sure you keep the glass guy in the loop, because any chop that I've ever seen, anything that we've cut, these pillars all have to lay in. Because if not, you ain't going to have enough glass, boys and girls. This will do it for this video. So remember, guys, even though this car is leaving without glass installed, the glass is cut. Actually, let me show you the other part. So here's the windshield. It's cut. And it's ready to go. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's keep him in our prayers. Car leaves today or tomorrow. He's going to take it back home and cut the top again. Will we see the car again? Don't know. But it is what it is. And I just feel bad for the guy. I kind of really wish that I could have got the glass in it for him. But not much I can do because I didn't chop it. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. So it'll do it. This will do it for this. What am I trying to say? Oh.